one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from KTLA 5, Los Angeles. 10 people have been arrested and charged with attempted murder of federal officers in connection with a violent Independence Day attack on an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, or ICE Detention Center, that left a local police officer wounded by gunfire, said the Department of Justice in an announcement last week. The July 4th organized attack, according to the Department of Justice news release, unfolded just after 10:30 p.m. at the Prarieland Detention Center in Alvarado, Texas, a town of about 6,200 residents, 28 miles south of Fort Worth. Authorities said the defendants, all dressed in black military-style clothing, were equipped with body armor, two-way radios, and firearms, including AR-style rifles that were recovered at the scene. About 10 minutes after assembling outside the facility, two of the individuals reportedly peeled away from the main group and tagged several vehicles in a guard structure with graffiti, spray painting the word traitor and the phrase ice pig on federal and individuals' property. This allegedly occurred as other members of the group shot fireworks at the facility. Now, an Alvarado police officer responded to the scene after correctional officers called 911 to report suspicious activity, said federal prosecutors. They went on. When the Alvarado police officer arrived, one alleged defendant, positioned in nearby woods, shot the officer in the neck. Another alleged assailant across the street fired 20 to 30 rounds at unarmed correctional officers who stepped outside the facility. Now, it's exactly unclear how long the barrage of fireworks and gunfire lasted, but authorities said all 10 defendants fled the detention facility's grounds and were later caught by additional law enforcement backup, including one suspect identified as Bradford Morris in the criminal complaint. They were caught during a traffic stop. Morris, on the traffic stop, admitted his involvement in the potentially deadly ordeal, saying he met some of the other suspects online and had given a few of them rides from Dallas to the detention center to make some noise, said NBC News. The rest of the group was captured on foot and have been identified as not the smartest people. No, Cameron Arnold, Savannah Batten, Nathan Bauman, Zachary Evans, Joy Gibson, Maricela Rueda, Seth Sykes, Elizabeth Soto, and Inez Soto. Now, one of the alleged attackers had cell phones inside a Faraday bag used to block phone signals and commonly used by criminal actors to try to prevent law enforcement from tracking their location, said the release. Other items found on the group included spray paint and flyers with phrases like fight ICE terror with class war and free all political prisoners, as well as a flag emblazoned with resist fascism, fight oligarchy. Quote, make no mistake, this was not a peaceful protest, said acting U.S. Attorney Nancy Larson. This was an ambush on federal and local law enforcement officers. And the officer who was shot in the neck was treated at the hospital and later released. No other officers or Prairieland Detention Center staff were wounded during the exchange, said NBC News. Each of the suspects was charged, each of them, with 3 counts of attempted murder of federal agents and 3 counts of discharging a firearm in connection with a crime of violence. If convicted as charged, the individuals face a minimum sentence of 10 years in federal prison and a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Boy, they're dumb, and I don't advocate for this type of violence. I don't support it. I don't uh, approve of it or anything, but I understand it. That makes sense. The climate of the country right now in this manner, I understand it. But again, I don't advocate for it. I don't know. ask for it. I don't approve of this behavior. Two wrongs don't make a right. And then trying to take someone's life, you know. But I understand where they're coming from because some of these ICE agents are out of control. Some of them are just flat out bullies. They're just, I mean, they forgot that there's a US Constitution that they're supposed to be supporting and defending. They've forgotten that. That's why they're acting up, because these ICE agents are just going around and snatching people. Don't know who the hell you're snatching up. It looks like somebody that could be a Mexican. Come here. Well, I'm of Mexican descent, so you're getting deported. Why? I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born in Los Angeles. Oh, we'll prove that. When did we have to start proving that we're American citizens? I thought if you were born here, you're free. But I've always said it, you're only as free as law enforcement will allow. And if you're of Mexican descent or Colombian descent or whatever foreign descent, you now have to prove that you were born here in the country, not coming across the border. So that's why these people are acting up like this. Again, I'm not advocating for it. I don't approve of it. This behavior is wrong, but I understand why they're doing it, because the leaders of ICE and Border Control and the FBI and all these other leaders don't have the cojones, or as they would say, the nuts, to step up and discipline these guys that are out of control. Well, we have to, you don't have to do anything but the right thing. That's what you have to do. Step up. Stop turning your head. And I had one person comment on my video and say, well, that's what we have to give up a little to get these unlawful aliens out of our country. I'm not giving up nothing. I served the United States Army for 15 years, so I have a Bill of Rights. I'm not giving that up. Now, I get it. If you're here unlawfully, I mean, this is a country of immigrants. The Pilgrims came as immigrants from England, stepped foot on the beach, came into the country. I get that. We're immigrant. I get all that. It's a country of immigration. But in today's United States of America, we have immigration laws. I get it. You have to, and I've spoken to people. I know people that are naturalized U.S. citizens from Mexico and other southern countries. And they say it's really hard to get a U.S. citizenship. They say it's difficult. You got to pay a lot of money and you really got to jump through a bunch of loopholes. I get all that, but you at least have to make an effort. Start making efforts to do that. Um, so I get that they're breaking the law, and hey, it is what it is. My issue is when they start violating the rights of actual U.S. citizens. That's my issue, and that's what pisses me off. And until these leaders step up and start disciplining these guys and going, you were wrong. You violated the guy's Fourth Amendment civil rights. I'm going to suspend you for 5 days. Take it to the union. I don't care. You were wrong. Until you start doing that, you're still going to get a lot of what we're getting in the country right now. ICE agents, Border Patrol, local cops, until you grow some nuts and start correcting these guys that are out of control instead of turning your head and going, hey, we got to do it. Until you start doing the right thing, people are just going to remain pissed off. They are. You got to do the right thing. You have to do the right. You sign the paperwork saying, I will support and defend the people. I will serve and protect. You ain't serving and protecting anybody. They're violating the rights of American citizens because they have brown skin. 1939, they did it because somebody looked Jewish. 1960, they did it because someone had black skin or, dark skin, brown skin. still. I want to know what you all think about this. Let me know.